putting a number on the Ohio State passing game. Stephen means auth-dlesmeri-auth from cleveland.com. Stephen, what's your number going to Maryland? 1 is terrible, no faith in the passing game. 10 is sky high. Where are you?
My number is at a 6 because at the beginning of the season, Haskins was a Heisman candidate, mainly because of what he was doing with his arm. Now, this is not completely on Haskins. The passing protection has not been the same as it was at the beginning of the season, especially against Michigan State. When he had time to go through his progressions and actually throw a good pass, he made great decisions with the ball. And sometimes when he didn't, well, he made some bad decisions with the ball. And there were also a couple drops by the wide receiver. So, yeah, it's not completely on him. But at this point, in comparison to where it was to start the season, it's at a 6 for me.
I'm looking up where he ranks in college football and passing yards. The video didn't work the first 2 times, so I probably should have done this before. But I'm at an 8. I'm at an 8, maybe an 8.5, because of where they were. I think we all acknowledge it hasn't been quite as good lately. And again, as you said, it's not just Dwayne Haskins. The protection's kind of been an issue all year at times. Johnny Dixon dropped the pass against Michigan State that would have been like a 30 or 35-yard gain. But I think they can get it back. I don't think Dwayne Haskins is going to end this year on a downward trend. I would be very surprised if that happens. So I think we still are going to see the best of Dwayne Haskins again. And again, this is a guy who right now ranks 5th in the nation in passing yards per game with 328 yards per game. He was 2nd, I think, going into last week. So he's moved down a little bit, but he's still doing things we haven't seen at Ohio State in a very, very long time. So I think there's still a lot of reason to be optimistic, even if we hadn't seen it the last 2 weeks. But where do you think Urban Meyer is? What would Urban Meyer's number be right now?
Urban's at a 9. Dwayne Haskins is at a 9. That whole coaching staff is at a 9. And they pretty much put a stamp on me thinking that this at a 9 the way they talked about this game on Saturday. And then the way it really wasn't an issue that was brought up today when we talked to him. You can't look at that game film and go that your passing game is at a 9. It's dropped significantly from where it was at the beginning of the year. And a lot of that, I think, has to do with the fact that they've put their emphasis in other places because the passing game started the year off so well that they said, hey, our running game is struggling. So in the Nebraska game, we're going to emphasize the running game. Michigan State, hey, our defense has not been good all year. So, yeah, let's put an emphasis on the defense. The defense had a great game against Michigan State, especially in the second half. The running game the last 2 weeks has pretty much looked solid, especially against Nebraska. Dobbins had the best game of his season so far. But when you put emphasis on one thing, something has to get neglected. And I think the thing that's been getting neglected is the passing game. Haskins even admitted after the Nebraska game that we didn't focus as much on passing because they wanted to get the run game right. And though he was happy for them, I don't know he was happy necessarily that some of his passing reps got cut in favor of the run game or even the defense. So, listen, if something gets better, that means something's probably getting worse, and I think the passing game is getting worse while the other 2 facets are getting better. And even special teams was solid on Saturday.
Yeah, and I do think if this whole season there's been a lot for Urban Meyer to worry about, and the thing that you said, well, I don't have to worry about that, has been the passing game. So he's not going to allow himself to get that worried about that. But I think your point is a valid one, that it's hard to keep everything at a high level at all times, and the other things have maybe been moving up, so maybe that's a reason why the passing game's taking a little step back. We'll let you guys have a poll here at the bottom. You can give us your number about the passing game. Coverage for Ohio State, Maryland all week will be in Maryland on Saturday for that noon kickoff. He's Stephen, I'm Doug. Talk to you later at cleveland.com.